Hey, what's up, dudes? My name is Peroz. It's cold as fuck. Welcome back to more tutorials and things. Today we'll be inside After Effects learning how to do something I like to call the Chaos Rings effect. Just play the thing, man.
808 bass drop activate.
Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that little edit that I whipped up, and hopefully you could see what I was talking about quite clearly. The rings. I've played with this quite a bit, and it's a good time. It's a good time. And a quick shout out to Cub for giving me this idea, and obviously to XaosEnd for doing sick edits and coming up with this effect. All credit goes to him, obviously. I'm just here to recreate it and show you how we did it. So jump into it. So I just have like a basic Black Ops 2 demo clip here, nothing too crazy, a little bit of color correction on there, a little bit of Twixtor, and I've pre-composed the clips. I have the gun layer and the world layer separate, so I can, put stuff behind the gun and whatnot. Yeah, so if you were going to do this with like a Black Ops 6 clip, you would just mask out the gun, and you'll be right. Alright, so we'll go new, we'll go solid, and I usually like to make my solid bigger than my comp, so I have my comp is 1440p and the solid is going to be 4K. You won't always have to do this. I usually do this to avoid the clipping problem that can happen when your glow touches the edges of your composition, and it makes that like cut fucking look. It's not good. Most of you should know what I'm talking about. It's not good. You don't want that. So yeah, we'll make our solid. It's bigger than our comp. Doesn't need to be that much bigger. Maybe we can make it a little bit smaller. Doesn't need to be perfect either. That'll do. And we will go grab an effect called Saber. No, we won't. We got to make the mask first. That's my bad. So we'll grab the Eclipse tool up here. We'll if you hold left click and you can scroll up and down between these, we want the Eclipse tool. You click on your solid here, and we'll hold Control Shift and click and drag out. We'll make just a medium-sized circle there. Now we'll drag on our Saber. Saber is a free plugin, and it's a pretty cool plugin. There's a lot you can do with it. You've probably seen it on some text before, I would say. This is heavily used on text and things like that. But we're gonna go a bit fancy with it today. So if we go here to customize core, and we change it from Saber to layer masks, go bang, and it'll stick to your mask. And to get rid of the what am I talking about here? The black background. We change the composite settings from black to transparent, and there we go. Bob's your uncle. There are a lot of presets for this as well, so if you don't want to fiddle too much, you can just select the preset that tickles your fancy. Some pretty cool looking stuff here. But we'll just go with neon. Pretty basic, pretty easy going. And we'll change the color to red. You can really change this to any color that you'd want, but we'll go red. And now we sort of have a bit of the foundation for what we want to do here. Now we need to get to start spinning. So we'll change our start size to 0 here. Bada bing, bada boom, and we will click this little fella here just so the mask disappears, so we can actually see what we're working with. So when you turn it on, you can see the mask path. We don't want that shit. Alright, so now it's got a small end and a big end. So the big end, it will be the end size. So if I turn up the end size, you can see that it's the end size. I know, magic. Alright, now we will need to make it spin, so we'll go to somewhere like over here. We'll keyframe mask evolution, and we'll go pretty far down. And this first value here is the amount of times that it rotates. So we'll change this to like 10. So the reason I make it 10, which is quite a high value, it'll spin quite fast, is because it'll be at the mercy of my my crazy slowed down Twixtor on this pre-comp here. So everything inside this pre-comp will be affected by my Twixtor settings here, which do go pretty slow. So it might look fast here, but it'll be slow once you actually get into the other composition. So as you can see, we have like the foundation for the effect. Like this is it. We move into position. Done. If you really want it to be done, we'll just move this underneath the gun as well. So everything beyond here is really up to your creativity. Obviously, I will tattoo with it a little bit or mess with it a little bit, so you guys can see what happens. So we'll change the flicker intensity to like 50, just to add a little flicker wicker. Alright, and we'll go into distortion, and so there is a glow and a core to Saber. So the core is the inner white bit there, and the glow is obviously the outside bit. So if we turn up the distortion here, you will see that it will change a little bit. Maybe you don't like the way it changed there, so we'll change the composite from multiply to distortion, and then we get to see a lot more stuff going on out here. Maybe we won't have it distort like quite that much. We want it to sort of stay in. We can also change from smoke to fluid or to energy. They're all cool. We'll go with smoke. We'll keep it fairly simple here. And then there are a lot of settings here you can play with to sort of change the way it distorts. Even the noise speed. We'll just keep this all pretty default. That's not a problem. We also have core distortion, which I'm not going to distort the core at all because, well, maybe I could distort it. I mean, that does look kind of cool. You know, let's distort the core. Fuck it. That looks kind of cool. I fuck with that a bit. So I've just turned the core distortion up to like 200, which is actually probably a little bit too high, but that's fine. And if we keep scrolling down, we have like the motion blur and the basic settings like the gamma and the brightness saturation. But we're going to go into glow settings here. So we've got all the different types of glows and their size and intensity, and we just mess with this a bit. You know, just play with it. This is how effects are made, man. You just play with shit. So if I change this down to 1, what happens? It gets bigger, so I'll leave it on like 3. Or maybe I can just leave it wherever it was before, because that looked fine. Pre-gamma. Okay, so it sort of like dulls it out a little bit, and then we've got, you know, the glow intensity. We turn that up just a touch. All the way at the top here, we do have these basic sliders as well. So we've got core size, bias, spread, intensity. So if we turn up the intensity, obviously it'll get more intense, which that does look pretty cool. So maybe we do turn up the intensity just a little bit, maybe around here somewhere. I can change the glow spread, so it'll spread out more, but because it's so spread out, there'll be less intensity in the middle showing off, you know, our smoke distortion and whatnot. So change the glow bias, that also looks pretty cool. Maybe we could turn that up just a touch. There we go. Core size, we'll change the size of the core. That's whatever. And I think this looks pretty good right now. This is not bad. This is a pretty cool looking effect. We can also add some more things to this. I've been messing around quite a bit with like turbulence display. So basically this is it, and we just will copy and paste these rings and bam, 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 you know. But we can mess around with this a bit more. I've been messing a bit with like turbulence displays to sort of make the circle not quite perfect. So something like that. Just adds a little bit. Can you see how the core is a little bit wavy now? It's yeah, it's pretty cool. You can do something like that. I had a thought last night to find edges on this and see what happens. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's cool as fuck. Not super cool, but yeah. There are some other things we can put on. You put on like a fractal noise and mess with that a little bit. And S-rays or trap code shine. You could put quite a bit onto this, but I sort of like how this is going. I don't like when it flickers too much there, so we'll change the flicker down to like intensity like 10, just so it doesn't get rid of too much of that intensity that we want. So what I would recommend is you keep fiddling with just this one before you start duplicating them. That way you won't need to change a bunch of values. Make sure the first one is perfect, and then you copy them all and you'll be all good. We also do want this to fade in somehow, so there are a couple ways you can do this. So I'm just going to make this a 3D layer. Bada bing, bada boom. And we can make this come in through the Z-axis, or we could do it builds up when it spins around, which I think I'm going to do here. So if I change our N size to 0, you will see absolutely nothing. So that's good. We'll keyframe the N size. Just bring up that keyframe. Okay, it's going to bring up the whole thing. That's fine. And we'll just go forward a little bit, and then we'll just bring this back up to 100. And that should sort of just fade it in pretty nicely. I like that. I like that. So, something like that. Yeah, nice. Alright, so now we want to copy this. We'll just go Control D. We'll just duplicate this 4 times. Maybe we can even rename these to like 2, 3. I think for this tutorial I'll just do 3. 1, 2, 3. Just to make it a bit easier on us. And we're just gonna hide the number 2 and 3, and we're just gonna position this however we want it. It's gonna rotate a little bit, bring it back on the Z-axis just a little bit. If you tracked the scene as well, that would probably help make it look a bit cooler. It doesn't matter too much with this one, as it's gonna be pretty slow in the comp. So bring this over a little bit. It might actually be easier to duplicate it once you've got it into position. And as you can see, the number 2 is sort of in line with the other one, and we can just drag these keyframes apart to make it so they're not super in line. Somewhere like that. And we'll just grab our number 3, move this bad boy over. We'll make it go really small. Something like that, I would imagine. And then we will drag out this keyframe just a bunch. There we go. This should look kind of sweet. Maybe we could change the way that these guys fade in as well. So we have this one here, this one coming real fast, this one coming a little bit slower, and then this one like right here. Now obviously we are not going to want it to start when he's in the scope, so we want it to start somewhere around here. So we'll actually just drag these all lined up there. We'll go like this, just a little bit. There we go, that'll do. Yeah, that's pretty cool if you ask me. I do have a little preset that I have made as well that I will leave in the description for you guys if you guys are really struggling to make a cool one. And it's sort of turned out like this. Yeah, that looks pretty sweet though, right? It is lagging a bit, I think, because of the color correction. If I just turn that off. Yeah, my computer's not happy. Maybe it's because it's on full. I guess a little bit faster. It is pretty intense. But that is pretty fucking sweet. We could even try change the blending mode. So if I turn off 2 and 3, this is all just extra stuff really. This is me just like messing around now. So we could change this to darken. We could even go like overlay. That's pretty sweet. We could even go something pretty crazy and go like classic difference. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Or divide. That's pretty awesome as well actually. Subtract, so get a little bit of a dark look going to it. It's pretty cool. Change the color so it's just like a fucking smudge. Or the hue would be kind of cool as well, I reckon. Yeah, it's pretty subtle. Yeah, there are a lot of things you can play with. So definitely try to have fun with this. I will make sure that this is just turned down so I don't blow my fucking ears up. And just open this bad boy. Look, it's already turned down to 30. Perfect. And I'll just RAM preview this while I talk some shit. So yeah, like all other things, like just have fun, man. Just make some shit, drag some extra shit on there. It's not gonna hurt. This is how effects are made, just by people playing with shit. Now, obviously, I didn't turn on the other 2 here, but you know, it's fine. See how it sort of even adds more impact because I have the Twix to speed up and the ring speeds up as well. That is pretty fucking awesome if you ask me. I will quickly. Nah, you guys can figure out what my preset looks like when you download it from the description. You guys got it. I appreciate everyone watching me and coming out and hanging out. And I hope you learned something. And I will see you next Friday. And you better fucking join that Discord, or you're gonna find me fucking sneaking under your bed, boy. And you're not gonna like that. You're not gonna like that at all, are you? I'll see you guys next Friday.